Hello and welcome to my channel. This is my first ever video. We are going to be doing EMDR to cure hoarding tendencies and cleaning avoidance tendencies. So with this video, we're just going to get into the techniques of EMDR, and we're not really going to explore how it works or why it works, although there's a lot of information out there that you can look up if you are so inclined. It is really interesting. I would advise looking into it at some point, but in this video we're not really going to get into that. I also want to let you know that I'm not a medical professional. So if you have any disturbing feelings that come up, things that seem really overwhelming, or if you have thoughts of hurting yourself or hurting others, I want you to seek a medical professional before continuing on. They should be able to work with you through some of those more aggressive traumas or more of those aggressive memories, and that's not really the scope of this video. For this video, we're just going to work on EMDR to get back to that one or two incidences that caused you to begin hoarding or your cleaning avoidance. And with EMDR, it's going to be really fast. It's going to help you get relief and get started on curing your hoarding tendencies. And although you could use other therapies for this, EMDR is really the best. It's going to be the fastest, and it merges that mind-body gap that kind of happens when you have a traumatic incident, and it helps you process that so you can move forward. So with that, we're going to get right into how to do EMDR. It is really simple. It's so simple, you're not going to believe me at first, but once you do it, you're going to see it works. So to do EMDR, it's really just eye movement. That's what that EM stands for. And so when you first do it, you're going to want to start by moving your eyes to the left and then to the right, to the left and to the right, to the left and to the right. Simple. And what we need to do first is establish a nice, calm, peaceful place. And this is going to be a place in your mind where you feel happy and safe. And it could be anything really. Maybe it's someplace you've been in the past, or maybe it's just somewhere you imagine that makes you feel calm and peaceful. And so once you've got that place in your mind, what you're going to want to do is imagine the colors, make them as vivid as possible. Everything that you would see in this place. If you're in a forest, are you seeing trees? Look at the bark, look at the leaves, the sunlight. You're going to want to imagine everything that you can see in all those colors. Make them as bright as possible, make it as real as possible. And then once you've got that down, you're going to want to move on to the sounds. Sorry, I can't talk. The sounds that you hear in this place. So if your place is a beach, are you hearing the waves and the seagulls? Are you hearing, other people, or is it very quiet? And once you've got your sounds in place and it seems very real, you want to move on to the textures. So maybe your place is your bedroom. Maybe you're in your bed and it's nice and comfy and cushy. You're laying in it and you feel so soft and protected. Or, wherever it is, just imagine what it feels like to sit or lay in that place. If it's gritty because there's sand, is it warm because it's the afternoon and it's summer? What does it feel like? What's that texture? And then lastly, you're going to want to imagine what it smells like in this place. Every place has a unique scent or scents, and you're going to want to know what those are. You got to make this real. This place is going to be where you go when you're feeling stressed or when you're feeling overwhelmed. It's going to help calm you, remind you that you're okay. So once you've gone to that place and you've experienced those things and you've made this place as real as possible, we're going to get into the EMDR session, which is going to start with a question. And for me, in my own journey, my first question was, why do I get so angry when I clean? It was that simple. And once I had that question in mind, I went ahead and started doing my EMDR, and I got some things that came up that didn't really make sense to me at first. And so I went with it and, asked why did I think those things, and then went with that with my EMDR. And next I got something else that didn't quite make sense, and just asked, well, why would I think that, and went with that. And eventually I got down to the very incident that began this whole thing. And once I got to that incident, I did EMDR to not really relive, but just kind of process through what that incident meant. And I got a message from that as well. And that message did not make sense at all, but that was the message that my brain was running on. That was its script. Every time I would go to clean, this is the message I would get, and it would cause me to be angry. So that's what we're trying to get at. Now, once you've got that message, then you can go ahead and replace it with better messages, more positive messages, and use EMDR to kind of implant them into your brain and push out that negative message. So we're going to go ahead and start. I'm going to walk you through this. There might be some pauses in here, but I want you just to keep with me, and I'll show you how this works, and then you can start doing it on your own. You won't need me anymore. Oh man. No, I'm here for questions and everything else, but yes, hopefully you will be able to do this on your own and you won't need me. So let's go ahead and begin. We're going to begin by relaxing. So we're going to want to take some deep breaths in and out. In, out, so now you just focus a little bit on your breathing and taking those deep breaths, those calm breaths, and relaxing. And next, I want you to go to that place that we established earlier. That's going to be your calm, safe place for you to be at the beginning and at the end of every EMDR session. So I want you to close your eyes and go there now. I want you to focus on what you can see, all the colors, all the different shapes. Now I want you to go ahead and focus on the way it sounds, what the different sounds are in this place. Next, I want you to focus on the textures. What does it feel like where you're sitting or you're laying in this place? And now focus on the way it smells. There might be a few different scents, maybe there's only one, but focus on that. Now that you've established this place as real as it can possibly be for you, I want you just to rest there for a second. All right, go ahead and open your eyes now. We're going to go ahead and start our EMDR session. So first, I want you to think of a question. For some people, it's going to be like I had, why does cleaning make me so angry? For other people, it's going to be, why am I so attached to this item that I can't throw it away? So I want you to get that question in mind. All right, now that you have your question, what we're going to do is start with our eye movements. We're going to go first to the left, then to the right, left and right. I want you to establish a pattern, or I guess tempo, that is comfortable for you. Now with that question in mind, I want you to just keep thinking about it until you start getting some responses back from your brain. All right, we're going to go ahead and stop. Now, some of your responses might have made sense, some might not have. I want you to take the one that seems like it might lead to something deeper. So when I do that, one of the first responses I got and seemed to lead to something deeper was that I don't deserve to have a clean home. So now I would ask myself, why do I think I don't deserve a clean home? And I'm going to do EMDR on that. I want you to do the same. So once you have that response, ask why you think that way or why that response came up. And we're going to go ahead and do EMDR on that. So while you're thinking of that, let's go ahead and move our eyes left and right. All right, we're going to go ahead and stop. And whatever response we got from that, we're going to go ahead and dive into that response as well and ask, why do we think that way? So for mine, it was that my mom would not like it if I had a clean home. And so I asked, why would my mom not like it if I have a clean home? And so just do EMDR on that. Yours might be quite different, and that's okay. Just ask the question, why are you thinking that? Why did that response come up? So here we go. Left, right, left, right. We're going to go ahead and stop. Sometimes you'll notice that when you're doing the eye movement, your eye movements will just speed up on their own. And that does happen when you're getting closer to what actually is going on, what actually sparked all this. Your brain is trying to process through it faster and get to that point, because your mind is always moving towards a more healed or more healthy state of being. So it's trying to help you, and it'll happen. Don't be afraid of it. Go with it if you can. I know sometimes it tires your eyes out, but if you can do it, go with it. Okay, and so when we did that session, something else might have came up and might require another question of why would I think that? Why do I feel that way? Or you might have gotten to the actual memory or incident where this all started. So depending on where you're at, if you're still asking questions, you're going to want to do EMDR on that until you do get to that incident or that memory. If you're at the memory, what you're going to need to do is go through that memory while doing EMDR. You're going to get the message that your brain has been giving you by doing that. So whatever that memory is, you're going to have to feel those emotions for a moment. So here we go. Left, right, left, right. Alright, we're going to go ahead and stop. And now that you have the message from that incident that your brain has been using to guide you, you can now counteract it. So when I got down to my message, I believe it was something along the lines of, if I clean, I will let in people who will hurt me, or that it invites in people who will hurt me. So, that's a silly thought to have, of course. Why would I think that? And of course I know, because I got to the incident and I know why it is the way it is. And with that, I can counteract it now. So I can say to myself, I do deserve to have a clean home. I do deserve to have nice things. I know that if I clean, that I don't have to invite people into my home simply because it's clean. And I have good judgment. So if I do invite people into my home and they do try to hurt me, I can get them to leave. I can toss them out. That this is my home and I belong here. And so once I had those positive messages, I went ahead and did EMDR, replayed those positive messages, and just went ahead and kicked that old programming out and put those positive messages in. So we're going to go ahead and do that now. We're going to go ahead and stop. You can do this for however long you want to. Sometimes it feels good just to kick out the negative messages and put those positive messages in place. You might want to do it for a while. I don't know how long it takes for your eyes to get tired, but for mine, it doesn't take long. So once you've got those positive messages in place, you can use this technique over and over again to reinforce those positive messages, and you're going to need it. Because once you've done this, you're going to want to start cleaning or start decluttering, and you're going to, at some point, probably face overwhelming feelings, and you'll need your EMDR to process through those feelings, and you're just going to do what we did here, is why am I angry or why am I anxious, and process through while you're doing that, and bring those positive messages back into play. It should keep you moving forward. I will tell you though, don't expect a lot at once. I think for me, it took about 2 months for me to get to where I am now, where I enjoy cleaning, things are decluttered, and I started at probably about a level 4, maybe a level 5, and if you're at a level 9, it might take you a little longer. If you're at a low level, it might not take you as long. But it's a process. Your first couple of weeks are going to be hard. I know for my first week, I just wanted to clean off my countertops. I just wanted my kitchen counter back. That's all I wanted. And the first week, I used EMDR a lot. The first day, I think I only removed a couple of things from my countertop, and I had to do EMDR like 3 or 4 times. I can't even remember. It was a lot. And I was so exhausted from just doing that emotional work with the EMDR that I didn't get a whole lot done at first. And, over time, I didn't have to use EMDR as much. And I don't have to use it all now to clean. Now I can just do it, and I don't have to think about it. I don't have to worry about the feelings associated with it. You will get to that point eventually, but at first it's going to be very slow going. So be patient with yourself and just keep going. Just keep trying. You're going to do it. You will do it. Eventually the day will come where you won't need to use EMDR to declutter or clean. And I can also tell you as well that once you start using EMDR on this, you can use it for other things as well. I've definitely used it to kind of control some of those feelings of anxiety when I go in for interviews and things like that. It really just helps to get those negative messages out of the way so that you can be the best that you can possibly be. And another thing you might want to know is if you let your friends know or your family know that you're doing this, that you're cleaning and you're getting ready to go, they're going to want to help you. They care about you. They want to see this happen for you, and they're going to offer their help. You're going to have to refuse their help. And I'm sorry to tell you that, but you have to do it on your own. With EMDR, like I said, it's a connection between your mind and your body to help process through any sort of traumatic incidents or traumatic thoughts. It's the same with cleaning. When you start moving around, start getting rid of things, and you're feeling those emotions, you've got to use EMDR to get through that. You've got to feel those emotions and process them. That's what's going to happen. If you let your friends and family come in and help you do this, you're going to end up back where you are now. Nothing will change. So you have to do it yourself. And I'm not saying you need to move great big things by yourself. Definitely don't do that. Don't hurt your back. I don't want any comments about how you moved a refrigerator by yourself and now you're in the hospital because it fell on you and you broke your leg or whatever. I don't want to hear that. So if you do have to move heavy things, of course, get help for that. But with the cleaning and actually getting rid of things, you have to do that on your own. That's the only way you're going to heal. That's the only way through this. And I know it's going to be hard. I know, because I've been there. And it took me 2 months to get there. And if you're, at a higher level than I was, it might take you longer. Or, if you're only at a level 2 or 3, it might not take you as long. But for me, I was right there, smack dab in the middle. It took me 2 months. And I'm glad I did it, though. Because now I enjoy cleaning. Now I enjoy decluttering. And I want you to get to that place, too. I want you to be able to enjoy your home and not feel whatever feelings are holding you back from doing what you need to do and being able to enjoy where you live. So, with that, please decline their help, at least for now. If you need help in the future, you get sick or whatever, then, go ahead and ask. But for now, to get through this and kind of heal, you're going to have to do it on your own. And then the last thing I did want to mention too is, if you have questions about it, or, you don't know what questions to ask, or you're just hitting a roadblock or whatever, let me know. Just go ahead and, message me, and I'll try to help you as best I can. I know it's not easy when you're first trying to do this to kind of think of like, what do I think next, or what do I say next? But with a little practice, it does get easier, I do promise. And, don't be afraid to experiment. Just, stop if you get overwhelmed. That's all I suggest. So with that, hopefully you enjoyed this video. It has been helpful for you. And I don't have any subscribers, at least I shouldn't yet, because I haven't posted anything yet. If you'd like to subscribe, I would appreciate it. It kind of makes me feel like maybe what I'm doing is worthwhile, possibly, hopefully. If not, I understand. My future videos may not be so focused on EMDR or hoarding or cleaning. They might, I don't know. I guess it depends on what everybody likes and what works for everybody. So just let me know. And I will see you next time. Thanks again. Have a great night.